we welcome you once again to this quiz that E.F.I hosts every evening, the India Environment Quiz. Yesterday, we played a beautiful quiz from the state of Assam, where we got to learn a lot about Kaziranga, about the Manas Wildlife Sanctuary, the Manas River, which happens to be a tributary of the Brahmaputra. We spoke in detail. We spoke in detail about the Brahmaputra, and we also went ahead speaking a lot about the rhino, the G's golden langur, and more. We belong to a great country where, from the upper reaches to the deep pockets of the ocean, we can ask a million questions on India's environment on a daily basis. That's why we keep playing this quiz, the India Environment Quiz. Right? Alok is asking yesterday's quiz, who won? There's this young man from Alleppey who won yesterday's quiz. His name is Welkins Clare. This young man from Alleppey has won the quiz, and he goes by the name on YouTube as Digital Edits or Quick Edits. Some edits he is. Yes. So he won the quiz. He gave 12 correct answers. He gave 12 correct answers, and he's going to be joining the Environmental Film Association on a trip to Kaziranga. We are getting in touch with this young man, and he is going to travel with us to Kaziranga in September. Today's quiz is another interesting frame up that we've come up with. Lot of things to learn from Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Yes, we're thinking that this is an island archipelago out there in the ocean, but then somewhere between Myanmar and Indonesia, there is this nice, beautiful Indian territory of several hundred islands, and these islands are impacted by the riverine ecosystem of mainland India. Yes, the riverine ecosystem from mainland India, from the Ganges to let's say Krishna, Godavari. Many of these rivers, the Mahanadi, Krishna, Godavari, Ganges, all the east flowing rivers into the Bay of Bengal impact this island, and its topography is something which I read and I was fascinated by that. No delay, no further delay. We're gonna directly jump into this quiz. Today's special is the Andaman and Nicobar Islands quiz. From the upper reaches of Assam, we're going to the deep pockets of the Bay of Bengal, where we're going to play today's quiz from Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Vikram Rathod, thank you. Here is the first question that I'm asking you. What was the name the Andaman and Nicobar Islands were referred to by the Cholas? What was the name that the Andaman and Nicobar Islands were referred to by the Cholas? The Chola, one of the mightiest empires ever to have ruled the landmass here in India, in one of their temple inscriptions here in Tanjavur, Tamil Nadu, have given a name, and the name is a direct reference to the Andamans. What did the Cholas call the Andaman and Nicobar Islands as? Ashok has given me an answer. Island Gallery has given me an answer. The Cholas gave the Andaman Islands a name. And we are asking you, what is that name? I'm sure you're all reading from a common source. If so, and if you found the name, what does the name even mean? Go ahead, type that also. The Cholas, also known as the Great Open Naked Land, says Island Gallery. Nakkavaram, Ma Nakkavaram. What did the Cholas call the Andaman Nicobar Islands? Nakkavaram, Open Land, says Srivatsan on YouTube. Ma Nakkavaram says Swapi Jain. We're playing E.F.I's India Environment Quiz. And look at how we didn't need any colonial rulers to attach Andaman and Nicobar Islands as an Indian territory. There's always been an interest from mainland. The erstwhile kings, the Chola rulers, the great Chola rulers, did reach out to Andamans. You know that they went all the way to Cambodia, Indonesia. Their impact is great. Many battles with the Indonesian rulers was fought by the Chola rulers in these island pockets of Andamans. Andaman and Nicobar Islands has a good, beautiful Tamil name given by the Cholas. It is Ma Nakavaram. And this inscription can be found in the Tanjavur stone inscriptions in the temple and more. The second question that we are asking you today, we all know that the Andaman and Nicobar is an archipelago. The Andaman and Nicobar is an archipelago. Yes. The Andaman and Nicobar archipelago is made up of how many islands? The Andaman and Nicobar archipelago is made up of how many islands? We're playing E.F.I's India Environment Quiz. We're asking you question number 2. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands, the archipelago, is made of how many islands? 325 says Kushi. Is it 325? Is it just 325 islands that make up Andamans and Nicobar? Island Gallery says 572. How many islands make up Andaman and Nicobar archipelago? 572 islands says Srivatsan Ramkumar. 38 inhabited says Island Gallery. Of the 572 that she answered, it is 572 islands. And look at the beauty of the spread. Starts a few hundred kilometers below Burma, Myanmar, and goes all the way to Indonesia, to Sumatra. Yes, between Myanmar and Sumatra, you have 572 islands. Between Myanmar and Sumatra, you have 572 islands in an archipelago that belong to the Indian territory of Andamans and Nicobar. 572 floating land masses in the mighty Bay of Bengal form the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. We're playing E.F.I's India Environment Quiz. Next is an interesting question. Don't give me the correct answer, okay? Don't give me the correct answer. Let me see how smart you are. We will ask for the correct answer a little later, okay? Don't give me the correct answer that we're looking for. Try to use your creative brains. Give me an alternative answer, yes? And today's quiz would be a little bit more interesting than usual because we are asking you this question. Don't give me the correct answer straight away. It's very easy. You type it, you're going to find it. Give me the creative answer. Yes, let's see. Let's actually test your creativity. Andaman Nicobar is separated by Andaman Nicobar is separated by Andaman Nicobar is separated by what separates Andaman Islands from Nicobar Islands? There is a correct answer. I'm asking you to give me your creative answer first. Let me see who gets creative best. Andaman Nicobar Islands are separated by what? C. That's a good answer. Huh? That's a good answer. Get a bit creative. Biswajit has gone straight to the right answer, the 10-degree channel. Okay, ocean. Water says Big Boss 5 Panchayat. C says Kushi. You know what? It's a very simple thing. Salt water, senior ocean. You all forgot the ampersand. That's why I was very... And Dipankar Mandloy. That's the creative answer we're looking for. It is the and. And I very carefully never mentioned and. Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Now that's the silly creative answer we're looking for. Give me the correct scientific answer. Andaman and Nicobar Islands are separated by Dipankar. No, Dipankar. Who was that? Dipankar, you and I must be connecting at a new level. Huh? Duncan Passage says Srivatsan Ramkumar. What is the 10-degree channel? What is the 10-degree channel? Yes? Pani, salt water, ocean water. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands are separated by the 10-degree channel. The 10-degree channel, which is 150 kilometers, which is 150 kilometers wide, north to south, and it runs for roughly around 20 odd kilometers end to end. Yes. Madhumati ma'am also says and that's where we connect. Yes. Now see, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands are separated by Andaman archipelago with its bunch of islands. The Nicobar archipelago with its bunch of islands finds a beautiful strip of the 10-degree channel, a 150-kilometer wide channel in the ocean. You all know, right? This is technically a ridge in a ridge under the ocean, the mountain range that is going under, coming up, and that's how these islands and the volcanic eruption and all the geography that we have learned. So we're playing E.F.I's India Environment Quiz. Here's a quick recap for all those people, who thought Andamans and the rest of mainland India has a different timeline. They joined us 11 minutes later. So here is a quick recap. The Cholas, the Chola kings, the mighty, celebrated Chola kings of India, had a name for the Andaman Nicobar Islands. What did they call it? They called it Ma Nakkavaram. Ma Nakkavaram translates to the great open land. The Cholas launched and fought battles with the Indonesian rulers, the erstwhile Indonesian rulers, based on Andamans as their launch pad. And we asked you the next question: how many islands make up the Andaman Nicobar archipelago? 572 islands with nearly 40 inhabited. What separates Andaman Nicobar? The creative answer is the ampersand, which is simply the and. But what actually separates the Andaman and Nicobar Islands is the 10-degree channel. The 10-degree channel, 150 kilometer north to south wide, almost 20 kilometer long channel is what separates them. Answer this, the fourth question. Andaman Nicobar Islands. Where is the tallest point in the island? We're talking about the shallow ocean beds, the deep pockets in the ocean, but there's got to be a tall peak somewhere in one of these islands. Where is the tallest, highest peak? Where is the tallest, highest peak in the Andaman and Nicobar archipelago? Old habits die hard, they said. Yeah, we're still under the imagination, the fiction that we have long hair and we're trying to tie it up, but then you realize, no, nothing. Sri Krishna says Saddle Peak. Sri Krishna says Saddle Peak. Srivatsan says Saddle Peak. And he's gone to give me furthermore information located on North Andaman Islands. Saddle Hill, Saddle Peak. Alok Tiwari, Vishnu, Hemant, a lot of answers. Saddle Peak, located on North Andaman Island, says Galpri, Island Galpri. The Saddle Peak also has a Saddle Peak National Park. Yes. And a very interesting animal in the Saddle Peak National Park is the water monitor. Yeah, the water monitor. And one image of this water monitor, you'll say, what a monitor, huh? What a monitor. Beautiful animal. Saltwater crocodile found there, but also the water monitor, a monitor lizard. Yes, the water monitor in the Saddle Peak National Park, which surrounds the Saddle Peak, which is the tallest point in the Andaman Nicobar Islands, roughly around at 700 odd meters. Yeah, the Saddle Peak, 700, almost 750 meters high, with the Saddle Peak National Park around, has saltwater crocodiles somewhere out there, the water monitor, plenty of birds, a lot of reptiles. Beautiful. The tallest peak, the highest point in the archipelago is the Saddle Peak. Yes. Now the next interesting question. There are two, that's four, but there are two volcanic islands. There are two volcanic islands, documented volcanic islands in Andaman and Nicobar. Name the active one. Name the active volcano, the only active volcano in the Indian subcontinent. Name the only active volcano in the Indian subcontinent, which obviously is found in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Sri Krishna says Barren. Why the name Barren Island? Is it because of the volcano? Because the volcano keeps making it go barren. The only active volcano in the Indian subcontinent. It's not just the Indian subcontinent. The only active volcano between Myanmar and Indonesia in that entire belt is still this. Barren Island. Barren Island. I'm getting this answer. Barren Island. Narcondam. Narcondam is not an active volcano, huh? In South Asia. Of course, yes, in South Asia. Yeah. Barren Island is the only active volcano. Beautiful answers coming from all of you, both here on YouTube and here on Instagram. Completely mediocre place. And then Srivatsan Ram Kumar, and we really hope the usuals also join us. Here we are playing E.F.I's India Environment Quiz. We have taken you far away to Andaman and Nicobar Islands, in the 572 islands that make up this archipelago. We are trying to find interesting facts based on which we can ask you questions. Here is question number 6. Which is the easternmost point of India? Name the easternmost point of India. It's, of course, in Andaman and Nicobar. And it's, of course, an island. So you should be searching easternmost island. Kibitu. Come on. Easternmost island. India's easternmost island. That's where I wish to bring to all your notice. E.F.I has had the golden opportunity. E.F.I has had the golden opportunity to work on a project in India's westernmost pocket, which is the Narayan Sarovar, in Gujarat, the island, the Narayan Sarovar Island, Koteshwar, where we've done 3 pond restoration projects. And what a wonderful island. So from the westernmost, we're taking you to the easternmost. Give me India's easternmost island. Give me India's easternmost island. And I will give you an interesting story about this island. Gujar Moti says, Madhumati ma'am, Kibitu is an answer that most of you are giving. Give me the name of the easternmost island. It is Narcondam. And the interesting story behind this island's name, Naragagundam, is technically what's become Narcondam. Yes, Naragagundam is technically what's become Narcondam. And what makes this Naragagundam? Kibitu is in Arunachal Pradesh, says completely mediocre place. We're asking you about the easternmost island, which technically also happens to be the easternmost part of the Indian territory. It is Narcondam Island, and it's again comes from the Chola name of Naragagundam. And it is said that they confused between the barren island and this, because the Naragagundam, the Narcondam, is a dormant volcano. There are 2 volcanic islands of the 572. One is Barren Island, which is still an active volcano. And as early as 2017, the last time that the Barren Island volcano erupted was in 2017. May not have been a huge eruption, but it did erupt. Yes. The other island, which is volcanic, is Narcondam. And the name comes from Naragagundam, which goes back to the erstwhile Tamil practice of calling this island as Naragagundam, a pit, hell pit of fire. That's what it was referred to as Narcondam. What did the Cholas call Andaman and Nicobar Islands as? Manakavaram. How many islands make up this archipelago? 572. What separates Andaman and Nicobar? It is the 10-degree channel, 150 meter wide, 10 kilometer, 20 kilometer long. Yes. And then we are looking at the tallest peak in Saddle Peak, with the Saddle Peak National Park around it, the water monitor, the saltwater crocodile, and more. Then we are looking at Narcondam, which is the easternmost island. Burr Point is the easternmost point of mainland Northern Ireland and the island of Ireland. Okay. I think we're playing India Environment Quiz, so I'm going to stick to that. Yes. Narcondam is the easternmost island pocket of India. Naragagundam, the burning pit fire. Okay. Next question is my most favorite in today's quiz. Yes. Like how we had the G's golden langur yesterday, which is our celebrated animal of the day. Today we have the celebrated animal of the day, and here comes the question. The giant sea turtle which nests along the coast of Andamans. The giant sea turtle which nests along the coast of Andamans. Listen to it carefully. The giant sea turtle. I'm sure Srivatsan Ramkumar has thrown the answer already. I completely mediocre place has thrown the answer at me. As Chinny E.F.I here in Instagram, and as completely mediocre place has in YouTube. He's given me, he's two-timing here, there, everywhere, and he's given me the answer. We're asking you, the giant sea turtle who nests along the coast of Andamans. If any one of you has ever seen the giant sea turtle nest in real, give me a thumbs up. I want to show off. Please, somebody give me a thumbs up. Tell me you've seen this turtle nest somewhere, because I have, and give me an opportunity to talk about it. Somebody give me company. Give me 2 thumbs up if you've ever seen a leatherback sea turtle nest. It's the size of an Alto. Yes, of course. Not an Alto, maybe a Maruti 800. Huh? Alto is a little bigger. I had the golden opportunity, thanks to Dr. Supraja Dharani of Tree Foundation, who was so kind enough in encouraging the young me. She took me to Florida, and along the East Coast, I forgot, along the East Coast of Florida. Oh, Mr. Tree Earth E.F.I has seen a leatherback nest. So huge turtle, huh? Huge turtle. What a beautiful animal. What a beautiful animal. Star of today's quiz is the leatherback sea turtle. And did you know this is the only turtle without a hard shell? This is the only turtle without the hard shell. Beautiful point. 700 kg, almost 6 to 8 feet long. Yes. Little Andaman Island, the Little Andaman Island is famous. Probably one of the last nesting points. Did you know, if you're from Kerala, around the 1950s, close to Calicut, they did find and record a leatherback nesting. Yes, along the coast of Calicut in the 1950s, they did record a leatherback nesting, but it's way many years ago. The only point in the Indian subcontinent where the leatherback sea turtle nests is Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and it is the Little Andaman, it is the Little Nicobar, Greater Nicobar Islands, and the beauty of this animal is the only soft shell sea turtle. Yes. Now here is the next question. From the turtles, we go to the trees. Nara. If I gave you the word Nara, Nara is a local name. Okay. What is it? Narra. If I give you the local name Nara, what is it? Shivatsan has given me 3 thumbs down, because I think in 6-7 months time he'll give us 3 thumbs up, because he's definitely going to spot a leatherback sea turtle sometime soon. Yes, Nara. Redwood. Redwood is the answer I'm getting here on YouTube. If I gave you the word Nara, what would it be? If I gave you the word Nara, what would it be? Tree. Okay, what tree? Is it the redwood? Is it the redwood? Andaman redwood tree. Andaman redwood. East Indian mahogany. The Andaman redwood tree. It is the Andaman redwood, or the East Indian mahogany, an endemic species of the Fabaceae family of the Andaman Island. It has a beautiful tree, and it is a arboreal identity. It is an arboreal identity of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Yes, it is the arboreal identity of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Next question is going to be a little tough. Okay, next question is going to be a little tough. So take your time. Also make sure that you are searching well. Think first. Punjab of Andamans would be. I'm not asking a straight question. So think. Punjab of Andamans would be. What do I mean by this question? Think first and then search. Punjab of Andamans would be. If you're not able to find anything, ask for a clue with a single thumbs up. Sri Krishna is is just ruining the game for all of you. He's already typed the answer in YouTube, and he's going to show off by typing that answer here on Instagram. And I thought this question was a little tough. Ross Island, says Island Galpri. Kalpong, Alexandria, Port Blair, Amrit Kaur. Who's Amrit Kaur? We're asking you E.F.I's India Environment Quiz. And Sri Krishna is on fire typing answers. Punjab of Andamans would be. Why the name Punjab? Think that first. Then relate it to Andamans. 5 major rivers of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Isn't your head going kapoots like that? We're still waiting for answers from the others, as everybody else is still thinking. We have one champion, clear champion. Srivatsan Ramkumar has also gone ahead and typed all the names. Yes. We're asking you this question. Punjab of Andamans would be. Punjab is the state of 5 rivers. Satluj, Ravi, Bias, Chenab, Jhelum. Yes. Now Punjab, Panch, Ab, the 5 rivers. If Punjab gets its name like that, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, we've spoken about the highest peak, we've spoken about the state tree, we've spoken about the leatherback turtle, we spoke about the volcano. Shouldn't we speak about rivers of this island? And Punjab of Andamans would be the Great Nicobar Island. The Great Nicobar Island has an interesting mountain peak. The Great Nicobar Island has an interesting mountain peak called the Mount Thulier. Mount Thulier. And compare this to the island of Sri Lanka. If you've been to the island of Sri Lanka, tell me, compare Mount Thulier to a peak in Sri Lanka. Which peak would that be? Compare Mount Thulier of Great Nicobar Island to a peak in Sri Lanka. If you've been to Sri Lanka. Otherwise, we will tell you. Piduru Talagala. Piduru Talagala is the tallest peak in Sri Lanka. No denying it. Piduru Talagala. No. Look, the Adams Peak and the range in Sri Lanka is the birthplace for many rivers in that island of Sri Lanka. Now, quickly come to Andaman and Nicobar Islands. In Andaman and Nicobar Islands, we have what is called as Mount Thulier in the Great Nicobar Island. The Mount Thulier peak happens to be the birthplace for 5 rivers, for 5 perennial rivers. The Galathea, the Jubilee, Amrit, Dak Anyang, and Dak Tayal. Yes? And did you know that the Galathea is the longest river? And it's only 30 kilometers long before she drains into the ocean. We are talking about rivers of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Both are elevated as same, says Alok Tiwari. We're talking about Mount Thulier in the Great Nicobar Island. Mount Thulier of the Great Nicobar Island, which actually gives birth to 5 rivers. Galathea, Jubilee, Amrit Kaur, Dak Anyang, and Dak Tayal. All originate from Mount Thulier and drain into the ocean. Yes, tallest peak, most rain, and then in different directions water runs and the rivers are formed. What a beautiful geography. We're going to the last question. Big animals may not be found in Andamans. Yes, not in the ocean. We're talking definitely the ocean has the whales, the sharks, the dolphins, the dugongs, the leatherback sea turtle, and more. But the island by itself, what big animal would exist is the question I had. And I found an interesting story to read. Feral elephants. There is an island in the archipelago where you will find feral elephants. What are feral elephants? What are feral elephants, and where in Andamans can you find feral elephants? There is a particular island in the archipelago where you'll find feral elephants. And how did the elephants get to the island is another big question. Okay, but that's for later. Where in the island, where in the Andaman Islands can you find feral elephants? Give me the name of the island. Feral elephants brought in for forest work. Okay, elephants that are not naturally found in a habitat, which are brought in by human beings, are referred to as feral elephants. Okay, where in Andaman Islands do you find feral elephants? Elephants that can swim, that's also one theory. It is believed that during some natural calamity, elephants just swam across the ocean and reached Andamans. Elephant Island. Give me the name of the correct name of the island in the archipelago where you'll find feral elephants. Havelock. Havelock. Come on. The most feral elephants in the archipelago is found in an island called, is it Havelock? Is it Havelock? Biswajit Samal has given an answer on YouTube, and completely mediocre place has given me an answer. Srivatsan has said elephants have locked themselves there because it's Havelock. I really hope that's a joke. Yeah. Feral elephants are found in an island in the archipelago. And we are asking you which island. It is an interesting island called the Interview Island. Yes, it is an island called the Interview Island where you'll find feral elephants. Elephants that were brought in by human beings, or the other theory of elephants swimming across the ocean, maybe not so much scientific proof. Elephants brought in by human beings into the island. And the Interview Island has another interesting story about the lighthouse, the dolphins, and how the Interview Island got its name, and so much more. I know we've finished 10 questions, but I just have a last question. Cape Comorin. Cape Comorin is mainland India's southernmost tip. Cape Comorin is mainland India's southernmost tip. The Parsons Point or the Pygmalion Point is Indian territories' southernmost tip. Give me its modern name. Give me its modern name. That's the last question. After this, I'll let you go sleep in peace. Parsons Point, Indira Point comes the answer. Biswajit Samal says Kanyakumari. Cape Comorin is in Kanyakumari, which is mainland India's southernmost tip. Yes? In old rupees 20 note. Look at that extra information we're getting. Cape Comorin, which is mainland India's southernmost tip, is in Kanyakumari. Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The Nicobar Island has a southernmost tip, which is few hundred kilometers from Sumatra. That is India's southernmost tip. And its erstwhile names are Pygmalion Point and Parsons Point. Give me the name, modern current name, and it is the Indira Point. It is the Indira Point. We thank all of you for playing today's quiz, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands quiz. The quick summary: Ma Nakkavaram is the Indian Tamil name given to this archipelago by the Chola kings when they used this island as a launch pad, as a battlefield to fight the Indonesian rulers, and that's how they expanded their territory. 572 islands make up this archipelago, with 40 islands inhabited nearly. What separates Andaman and Nicobar is the 10-degree channel, which is a 150 kilometer north to south wide, 10 to 20 kilometers length canal system in the ocean. The tallest peak in the archipelago is the Saddle Peak, with the Saddle National Park around it, the monitor lizard, the saltwater crocodile, and many, many lives. The only active volcano is the Barren Island, which saw its latest eruption in 2017. The other volcanic island here is I forgot its name now, Narcondam. Yes, of course, Narcondam, which is not a active one, it's a dormant volcano. Naragagundam, the pit fire, hell pit fire, the Chola name given to it, which became Narkondam. And the most beautiful celebrated animal of Andaman and Nicobar should be the leatherback sea turtle, a 700 kg, 6 to 7 feet long, huge sea turtle. The only nesting animal, the only nesting point that this animal has is Andaman and Nicobar Islands, especially the Little Nicobar and the Great Nicobar Islands. And the only soft shell sea turtle that we're speaking about, right? Nara, the state tree of Andaman, is the Andaman Paddock or the Andaman redwood, which is the East Indian mahogany. Punjab of Andamans would be the Great Nicobar Islands because the Mount Tulier gives birth to 5 rivers: the Galatia, the Jubilee, the Amrit, the Dak Anyang, and the Dak Tayal. And the last question we asked you: feral elephants can be found in this island. Feral elephants, elephants that were brought into the island by human beings for farm practices or more. Feral elephants, 80 to 90 of them, are found in the Interview Island. And the southernmost tip of the Indian land is Indira Point. And you will find this in the Nicobar, Greater Nicobar part, and it's referred to as the Pygmalion or the Parsons Point. Thank you for playing today's E.F.I's India Environment Quiz. Tomorrow's quiz may not happen simply because we at E.F.I are setting up a huge eco park, an eco park in Sivagangai. In Tamil Nadu near Madurai. We're setting up a huge eco park. Today's video from Hydrostan that we're going to encourage you to watch. Today's Hydrostan video that we're going to encourage you to watch is the story of Chandigarh, the story of Jayanti and Perch dams. The story of the Jayanti and the Perch dams. Please go into Environmentalist Foundation of India's YouTube channel. Go into our playlist after you subscribe. In our playlist, you'll find Hydrostan series. In the Hydrostan series, we've told the story of Chandigarh, the Perch and the Jayanti dams. Please watch that story, share it across, and join us for a quiz on the 7th evening. 5th and the 6th, E.F.I is quite busy with a lot of efforts. We're setting up an eco park. Thank you, Island Gallery, in Sivagangai. And we're calling this project Karam in Hindi, in Tamil, in all languages, because this word Karam resonates in all the Indian languages. Yes. So we're setting that up. So we'll play a quiz on Sunday. We're going to make this an interesting quiz. Okay. We're going to play this quiz in 10 Indian languages. Every question will be in a different language, starting with Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Bhojpuri, Marathi, Gujarati, and in all these languages, every question will be asked in one language. And whichever language we're asking that question in, the question will be from that state. And we will type the question for you after 1 minute in English in the chat box so that you can somehow understand the translation. But if you listen carefully, you will be able to understand the question. We're going to play India Environment Quiz in the true Indian style, shaking the head, shaking the hands, dancing. And we're going to ask these questions in 10 Indian languages. Join us Sunday night, 7th of January at 10 o'clock to play the India Sutruchulal Kelvi Vina, whatever quiz is called in Tamil. Yes. Thank you for joining us. Have a good evening. We're ending this live stream here on YouTube. Thank you, all of you. Biswajit, Srivats, Sri Krishna, and many others who joined us. Have a wonderful night on YouTube. And to the wonderful people here on